Hey, thank you for tuning back into Western Herald, discussing what our team members do and then our role on WMU's campus and why the Western Herald is important to us on the editorial board. So today we have Spencer Matthews, our photo editor. And do you just want to start with telling us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I'm a senior here at Western. I'm a freshwater science major. We're going to talk a little bit more about that, I guess. And I come from the east side of Michigan. And this is my second year as photo editor at the Herald.
Great. So, yeah, like you said, you're a freshwater science major, which, is pretty drastically different than, I'd say, the vast majority of us in the Herald. So, can you tell us a little bit about how you got started here?
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing photo for a lot of years, I guess, like my entire high school career, and I've been taking pictures. Did it for my yearbook there, and just happened to took some pictures for a class here and posted them on Twitter, and the university account happened to like them and posted them, and past editor-in-chief Sam Robinson DM'd me almost immediately. He was like, we need you at the Western Herald. It would be so cool if you came in. And I think that was over like winter break a couple years ago, and spring semester I was here. Yeah, the rest is history, I guess.
How do you think your presence has really improved the Herald for the better?
I mean, I think that, like, looking back, and we're able to, looking back at the print editions that we've been done, like last year, not this year, but like just other, and being able to see, like the photos, it's a bright spot, like on Herald's history, and so I love being able to look back on the photos that we've taken and being able to imagine what was happening, even like past the story. And so you're able to like look back and you know exactly what happened in that story, and then you're able to read the story and get even more context out of it. I think it's really important to have people be drawn into everybody, like the journalist writing with a good photo.
If you were in here, if you take a look at all the papers we have in the corner, we've got a ton of papers over there, and I'd say that the bulk of them are, with you as the front page picture, and then like a good amount of these side pictures also. Was that ever stressful having to, get to all of those events?
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I think before like photography came in here, I mean everyone kind of stuck to their own section. It was like sports does sports and news does news and CNC does CNC, and the only person that was intermingling a lot between them all was the editor-in-chief, who like had to be in charge of everybody. And so each week I'm doing a number of things for each section, and so that was definitely something that was different, and trying to get people to take pictures for different sections, where they like to take pictures of sports, but we need this news story covered, and so you have to be able to take a range of pictures and be good at a range of like locations and being able to get a good picture wherever you are. So I think that was a big change coming in. Just having someone else that's also involved in all of the sections.
One thing that kind of stood out to me when I became editor-in-chief, one of my top goals for when I started was obviously you weren't paid as much as the other editors, in part due to COVID and having to cut our budget, and also in part due to the position of being so new. So you had a lower pay rate than all of the other editors. Did it ever make you feel like photo was unvalued at the Herald?
Yeah, I mean, we had to prove ourselves. We've had to prove ourselves. It's been a process because like last year we just started as the first photo editor, and we had to definitely lobby for ourselves to get like camera gear for in here and stuff like that. I did it. It does feel sometimes as though like we're overlooked a little bit, but when we see our work being published and it's done with the stories and then like a good photo stands out, makes it worth it.
How do you feel like personally? What skills do you think that you brought to the position to really kind of cement photo is where it is today? Because it seems like you personally really had an impact on that.
Thank you. I think my self-motivation probably the number one thing. I'm gonna put it on my shoulders to get the work done. Even like I have people I can rely on and like that, but if they're busy or if something comes up, then I'm gonna step up and get the job done. I think being able to take a good photo in any situation has also helped photo succeed. I mean, that's huge. Just being able to help people, teach people how to take photos in multiple situations, and being able to do it yourself. I think that's going to be success for a photojournalist type area.
Yeah. So when you mentioned those skills, you're graduating in the summer semester,
Yep.
right? So what are you planning on doing after that?
Well, it's not going to be doing with journalism. I am going to be focusing. After doing some research this summer with some biology grad students. I'm going to try and get a job with either like a watershed council or a maybe like a city. I think I'm leaning. I can go two ways. I can either go like government, or I can go like private consulting areas. I think I'm leaning towards government. You get like good pay and pension and stuff like that. But I'm hoping to like work for a watershed council or like a city and help them manage like water runoff and like invasive species control is something I'm really interested in doing. Just hoping to combat the future water problems that we're going to have, just with because it's a finite resource, and right now we don't really treat it like that. So, yeah, that's what I'm hoping to accomplish after this summer.
My last question that I have for you is, obviously you're leaving some pretty big shoes to fill. So what direction do you hope people take the photography section in the future?
That's a really good question. I hope they take it bigger than me, because I love getting the shot, and getting a good photo for every story. If I could, I'd go to every event if I could. But that's not going to be the case. So I think if we could have someone that's self-motivated and really wants to and tells a story well with their photography, I think that would be awesome. We've been trying to focus more on the photo stories this semester, and I think if someone could really take that to the next level, if they have that writing background or something like that, that'd be awesome, because I think people love looking they love looking through photos. I mean, we got social media platforms dedicated to it. So, so I think if we could have someone that's good at taking photos and is able to write something up like a nice photo story for a lot more events, that would be something that'd be really cool to see.
Yeah.
take to the next step.
I agree. That would be fantastic. And I know I said that was my last question, but with that response, now I have another one for you. With what you mentioned about those social media platforms, you like single-handedly like manage the Instagram, post like what is it, 3 or 4 times a week, and really get people engaged on there. Has that can you just reflect on how important social media is to expanding our brand and how photography is just kind of like a focal point of that?
Yeah. I mean, before before I was here, I mean, I can't take all the credit. Sam revived the Instagram, and but me and my team, I mean there was no Western Herald Instagram before we got here, and that was something I was new at. Like I ran my own Instagram, obviously, but like running an organization, a news organization page, it was new, and there's like rules to it that I didn't know, and so getting used to that was definitely a new aspect. I think we're at like near 1,500 followers now, and we had like 200 when I started. So I think, and every time we post, there's it's like however many likes, and then like at least 2 or 3 follows coming up, like whenever a new post comes up. And so I think just recognizing that that gallery is something that you can look back on, and this is my work that everybody can see, and how those photos can impact like across the world if it were to be that way. Like we say this a lot they say this a lot in the sports area. Like they want to be the best at Western Michigan sports coverage in the world, if they want to say that. And so I think that we're the best Western Michigan photography Instagram in the world. I think that social media is just like so, in the digital world that we're in, it's so important to just have people want to look at your stuff, because there's a million other things that they can go look at on the internet and not care. And so photography and making your stories pop is something that I take pride in, and I think that Instagram is some of the best of that.